Say it isn't so. Drew Barrymore assaulted Martha Stewart? What? This is wild. That's not the shot that I wanted, but this one is. Drew Barrymore, Drew Barrymore and Martha Stewart addressed speculation this week that they have a beef over a past pushing incident. Kim, spill all the tea.
Okay, so here's what happened. Martha Stewart was on Drew's show, and Drew is kind of like me, talks with her hands, is very touchy-feely. Actually, both Justin and I can call ourselves weird like that. We're more likely to give a high five, a high 10, a hug. Like that's how we are. We're touchy people.
Right. Kinesthetic. I think kinesthetic people would be the less open to possible interpretations. We don't want things.
Okay.
We are kinesthetic people.
Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
So Drew is who Drew is. And so Martha's on her show and she's like kidding around and she kind of pushed her.
Yeah.
And Martha did not like that. And she actually pushed her back. That was her immediate response.
Yeah.
And so it was seen as aggressive. People started speculating. And then this whole rumor thing got started about the aggression that Drew had towards Martha and them feuding and yada yada. Okay. I never even went and watched it because I don't care about that. What I care about is what they just did was Martha went on Drew's show again. And guess what? Instead of allowing other people to create a narrative for them and to speculate for them, or for even each of them to have their social media teams control what they were saying, they said, we're going to squash this right now. She's going to come back on my show. We're going to just talk about it and clear it up. So that way, no one thinks that we have a feud between the two of us. Yeah. And they did. They decided, they talked about it. Then Martha said, I'm a different person. I don't typically respond to people that way. It caught me off guard. I had an immediate response. That's not okay. But we are great. We get along well. And there's no issues between the two of us. And I thought it was so smart that they did it this way. And here's what's even more interesting. Drew recently entered the home goods world with her Drew Barrymore line of products.
Might you have one of those in your home?
Have more than one of her things because I love them. She made appliances, not only functional, but beautiful, which is my favorite way to be in life. And so I love them. But anyway, I also was a big fan of Martha Stewart's. I know when she first came on the market, who also made home goods beautiful and functional. So they're actually in competing spaces right now. They're both home lifestyle brands and they are competing. So you could create more of a fight between the two of them, but they didn't use this to push any of those narratives. They actually use this to clean it up by creating their own conversation. And here's where I think it's most important. You can either react to what people say about you or you create the narrative ahead of time. You tell them what's going on. We call this, right, Justin, the elephant in the room. It's something you address in every single profit presentation you ever do. And when we say profit presentation, it's a talk or a message you use for the purpose of generating impact and income. Why don't you talk about elephant in the room a little bit?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that people will try and hide or not talk about. One of the most famous examples, I think maybe it was around the time of the pandemic, there was on the BBC, this person was very seriously talking about the crisis in the Middle East and things going on. And all of a sudden, it was a shot of him in a room that was in his house, right? There was a bed in the background that was like sort of one of those like the guest beds that you could put up against the wall. And he put some books on top of it to kind of make it look less like a bed. And over his left shoulder, you see a door open. And then this little baby in one of the, what do you call those things where they kind of toddle around in them, the thing with the wheels on it where they have like toys on it and stuff.
A little baby walker.
Yeah, like a little baby walker comes into the room. I think it was that, or like just a small child.
He just ran into the room and he was just excited to see his dad.
Yeah. And instead of talking about the elephant in the room, which was, oh my goodness, hey, my daughter came in or my son came in and, hold on one second.
Please go back to broadcast.
Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. And just like acknowledging it, he just kept being very serious. And literally at one point takes his hand and shoves the child away.
I know. I hated that.
And it was the worst. I mean, it was absolutely the worst thing you could possibly do. And so when we talk about the elephant in the room, there are natural biases, natural limiting beliefs that the people you serve have. And when you can get them out front, when you can talk about them. Or, for example, we were on a call today with someone who had a vocal injury, and they're like, well, I don't know. I have this vocal injury. If I talk a lot, it's really a problem. And I'm just worried what people are going to think. And Kim brilliantly said, well, why don't you just get that out of the way up front? And say, hey, look, by the way, here's what we're going to do in this workshop. It's going to be great. But you may notice that there's a little something with my voice. I actually had a vocal injury when I was younger, but it's not going to stop me from serving you at the highest level. And so you talk about it and you get it out of the way. It is a great, great way to put your people at ease, to address something that you might not have expected to happen, or something that you might be self-conscious of, and just get it out of the way so that you can serve at the highest level.
Yeah, we do at the beginning of every single one of our profit presentations. We say, hey, we're from the Northeast. That means we talk fast. You're going to have to take quick notes.
Yes.
So the chat isn't filled up with people saying, oh my gosh, I wish they would talk slower. Oh my gosh, they talk so fast. We do talk fast.
Yeah.
That's true. You have to take quick notes. So we're just addressing it up front. So we create the narrative that we want from the audience, and no one ever complains about the speed at which we talk, which is very fast. So that's what we got for today's episode. We can't wait to talk to you next time, where we drive profit, power, and persuasion in your business through marketing that converts. We'll talk to you next time.